So I'm going to read a very long statement. It's a little bit long, so let's just be patient. I want to thank you, all of the members of the fourth estate who are here because you are our partners in this whole issue. Those vehicles can switch off those vehicles. So I'm joined here by the regional commissioner for this region, Madam Mwaura, who is doing a very good job. Also with me is Judith Olwoch Waziri, the CEC in charge of disaster from the CEC for disaster from county government of Kisumu. And then I do have Major Mdigila, who is the Director of Disaster Operations at the Kenya Red Cross, and also, most importantly, my good brother here, the Secretary General of the Kenya Red Cross Society, Idris Ahmed. So I'll read a statement, and then after that I'll call upon them to come and make some few remarks. That is the CEC and then the SG. Statement on the flooding situation in Kenya, issued on 7th May, Kadibo sub-county. Which constituency? Nyando constituency. This place of Ambassador Fred Outa. Kenya continues to grapple with the devastating effects of the floods from the 2024 long rains season, that is March, April and May. The ongoing flooding and landslide across the country have damaged property, impacted on our households, and are disrupting critical infrastructure and public services. In fact, members of the press, we've just come from using a road that is now a lake. We've come all the way up to here using boats. And I'm very touched as the government spokesman. I have not seen something like it before, where people are actually living in water. You find cattle in water. You find school children in water, women in water. It is in dire situation. And the problem there is that the dike was never maintained, so the water that is supposed to be helping the irrigation has now flown into the people's homes. That is the biggest challenge that we have found here. Homes are completely marooned. As a government, we condole with friends and families who have lost their loved ones, and also empathize with those who are recovering from injuries resulting from the poor weather conditions. We also appreciate those Kenyans who have come out to support the victims of the floods through material and financial donations, as well as voluntary services and expertise, including their time, so that we can alleviate the sufferings of our neighbors. In matters transport, landslides, mudslides, as well as bridges have been reported in Makueni, Nyandarua, and Bomet counties. In fact, like in Nyandarua, Kipipiri constituency, most of the bridges have been washed away. There has also been spillage of the Mwaura East Camp Masinga Dam into Embu County, and a severe overtopping of Kangudo Road at Joska Bridge in Machakos County. And you know, this is really close to Nairobi. It's within the Nairobi metropolitan area. A similar situation has also occurred here in Kisumu County, where River Nyando was overflowing into the Nyando Bridge, rendering the Nairobi-Kisii-Homa Bay Road impassable, and already some cracks can be seen on that bridge, therefore questioning the integrity of that bridge. The Kapenguria-Lodwar Highway has also been cut off at the Lous Trading Center, while the Tudhu and Karururo Road in Murang'a, Tudhu that is, and the Karururo Road in Murang'a County have been blocked by a landslide. Additionally, the seasoned lake in Kajiado has displaced some families, while the Kiramatiam Bridge over the Oltepes-Magadi Road has been overtaken by raging waters, and some sections of it are currently impassable. So those of us who go to eat nyama in Oltepes, unfortunately, there is a problem there in that road. And also, we are equally concerned about the villages that have been marooned, including in Ilngarua, Ngambo in Baringo County, as well as the Huruma and Rongai villages in Nakuru County. Several households in these places have been displaced, and a landslide has damaged parts of the railway line. So you can see it's also interfering with the railway situation. So that is in transport. When it comes to agriculture, it is unfortunate that agricultural activities have also been impacted across the country, with a total of 7,533 acres of agricultural land being destroyed and 4,003 livestock have died. And as I've told you, we are seeing even some of the cattle are now actually in water. Equally concerning is that the current environment is conducive for the multiplication of vectors and poses a high risk of the outbreak of vector-borne diseases, especially the Rift Valley fever. Accordingly, county teams have been trained on early detection and diagnosis of the Rift Valley diseases, an advisory issued by the Director of Veterinary Services, so that there can be a setup of control measures, enhanced surveillance of vector-borne diseases, and the use of personal protective equipment, PPE, by professionals when handling sick animals. On education, the devastating effects of the floods and landslides are also being felt in the education sector, with various schools experiencing infrastructural disruption and hosting internally displaced persons, IDPs. As of today, 1,203 primary schools have been affected. The heavy rains have also impacted 439,081 primary school students, 294 secondary schools, and 124,358 secondary school students. Additionally, 3,945 toilets in primary schools have sunken, and 81 roofs in secondary schools have been blown off, thereby preventing the resumption of normal academic activities. So those of us who are asking why are we not resuming schooling, you can see this is a very huge number of schools. 1,203 primary schools are already affected, and that has affected 439,081 primary school students. So they have nowhere to go. 294 secondary schools have already been affected, and of course totaling to 124,000 people. So you can see close to 600,000 learners cannot go back to school as we speak currently. So that is why we have actually had to stop this indefinitely. And it's good to say that this has actually affected us even more than the El Nino rains. When it comes to health, dispensaries and health facilities in Tana River, Kisumu, Kajiado, Busia, and Kisumu counties have been flooded, and the roads leading to some of these have been cut off by these landslides or mudslides and water. This has rendered the facilities inaccessible and hampered disaster operations in the area. There is, however, enhanced disease surveillance in all of the counties for acute diarrheal disease, febrile illnesses, injuries, and other diseases. Daily reporting of the March, April, May associated public health incidents is being carried out by the county health teams, and it's also good to say we have a national public health operations center at KNH, and there's a toll-free number 719. So if you have any disease, any outbreak, please report there so that we can move forward together. Generally, in terms of the impact, these floods have caused a lot of disruption and destruction, and as a result, we are very sad to report that we have already lost 238 lives. That is 8 more deaths in the last 24 hours. Yesterday we lost 1. So that is why the whole number is coming 238. And it has really increased because only a week ago we had only lost 54 people. So you can almost see nearly 200 people have lost their lives in a span of a week. So it's quite serious. A total number of 174 people have been injured, and 75 individuals cannot be found. They are missing. The number of houses or households that have been affected has increased to 47,000, and the number of people who have been affected cumulatively is now more than 240,000. Nairobi County has the highest number, with over 163,000 people, and followed by this region, as we speak, and the RC is here. Over 40,000 people have been affected directly by this. So Nairobi is leading, 163, almost 164,000 people, followed by 40,000 people in the Nyanza region. Then you have Eastern region with 5,957, and quite a number of people in central Kenya, and also the coastal region. So the question is, with all of this, what is government doing? First and foremost, you have seen it for yourself, in collaboration with the Kenya Red Cross, which is a statutory body, and the SG is here and he will be speaking. We've been able to issue out 441 non-food items here, packages, and they are very expensive, and he will be talking about it. It's not little money, so we are working together. And yesterday we had a national emergency response meeting that was also attended by over 20 donors, the UN also. And so let me read what we have done so far in text. There is thus an immediate need for increased food and non-food items, as well as resource mobilization for search and rescue in most of the affected areas. Accordingly, the government has deployed varied mechanisms to handle the disaster and to manage the ongoing evacuations. The KDF and NYS have been deployed to assist in the search and rescue operations, while the National Government Administrative Officers NGAO, who are here, represented by the RC and also the County Commissioner, have been mobilized to assist residents to move to safer areas. And let me say this very clearly, that NGAO officers are working day and night, giving food, getting all the pressure from the ground, coordinating with the Kenya Red Cross, and they are doing a very good job. I think that must be said without a doubt. It is therefore important to note that unlike the previous evacuations, the Kenya Kwanza government is implementing a humane and a structured evacuation process, where evacuations are taking place during the day and not during the night, between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. So no evacuations is being done at night like we have seen before, and temporary shelters are being provided to the affected groups. For example, in the package that we are giving people here, they are actually canvas. You can set some little tent where you can sleep. So that also is very, very important. This is a departure from the past where affected residents were actually chased with